What's the next thing, number 2 on the list?
The next one was by Devon. He said, give the hook more to breathe.
Oh yeah, okay.
More air to breathe.
That's a good point though, because you want to like, in mixing, you not only want to make sure the voice sounds good, but you want to take someone on a journey. And I think that's the point that he was trying to get, is like, if you make the chorus vocal just sound slightly different than the verse and have a bit more energy because you're bringing a little bit more air to the voice, it makes the ear like, all right, let me pay attention to this, because it's a new section of the song as well. It's the chorus, you know? So these are like little things that you can do to make your tracks just more like listenable throughout. So it's not just the same sounding vocal throughout the entire song, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to add a little bit more brightness or air to the voice. This is like an old school method, but it's not old school that is bad, it's old school that has just been around forever and people have been using it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, first step, if I wanna give this vocal that like airy R&B almost like brightness, is I'm gonna create a new aux track and I'm gonna make this a mono aux track. So Command-Shift-N allows you to create a new track. See, it's mono, aux, boom, create. All right, I'm gonna call this hair.
Hair?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it hair. And then right here in this panel, you see how it says inserts? These are inserts, so you can put plugins here, but right here we got sends. That means we can send our chorus vocal to this aux track that we're setting up. So I'm gonna send, go to track, and I'm gonna find that track that I just created called air. So right here, this is how much level of the chorus vocal that we're sending to the air aux. And so I'm gonna keep that all the way up at 0. Just that means we're giving 100% of the chorus vocal to this little bust that we're doing right here. And we'll test it just to make sure it's coming in. BPM. So you see it's coming in on the air thing right there. BPM. You see if we mute it, the vocal becomes lower in volume. BPM. Yeah, if we put it in, it's louder. So that means it's working. So first things first, we want to add air. Air is in the top end, so we don't want the body of the vocal. So I'm gonna put an EQ. I'm taking out all the body of the voice, right? BPM, yeah, those premonitions. All right, so I got all the low end, as you can see, is not in the vocal anymore in this air track. So the next thing I'm gonna do, now that we're focused on the high end, is I wanna compress this thing a lot, like overwhelmingly a lot. And you can do that very easily just using like the RX compressor. It's with waves.
Answer that one again?
Dynamics, you just go to dynamics, you just type it in. You just type it in, Renaissance IX. Yeah. So then here, I'm just gonna compress the air. So remember, we're only focusing on this track right now, so don't get confused.
Same BPM, get those premonitions soon as the flame. Candles burn for.
So it's very sibilant, it's very, we're getting a lot of the high end, right, coming in.
Same BPM, get those premonitions.
And we can actually hear how this sounds if we do.
What was the plugin name again?
This is just a compressor.
Oh.
And all we're doing is compressing the high end, only the high end of your voice.
So waves Renaissance compressor.
See, so what I'm doing is I'm soloing our aux to hear exactly what's going on. And right now it's sounding pretty good, but we're getting a little bit of the tone in her voice. So I want to take out some of that tone. That's all air right there, right? That's all the high end. Hey, I hope you guys have been finding this video helpful and useful. I have a free resource, link in description below. It's called 6 Mix Finalizers. It's a mini course that I've designed to help producers, artists, upcoming engineers just like yourself finish your mixes faster. And I really wish someone would have shared this resource with me in the beginning of my mixing journey. So if you want to go check that out, link is in the description below. Let's get back to the video. Now, the next thing I'll do to just make it smooth and not super harsh is let's throw a de-esser on here. So I'll just use like a DP 402, something like this. Keep this at 100% mix. And literally, this is one of the best de-essers because if you want to just de-esser your vocal real quickly, all you gotta do is just start dragging that down. There's one knob, like it's real simple. You can fine tune it with this, but like already just by doing this, you're halfway there, more than halfway there. You hear how we got the high end, but it's not the S's and the, you know, the sibilance isn't like poking out too much anymore. So before, the waves.
That's waves?
Yeah. So we got all of that high end niceness, but none of the like super sharp sibilance.
It makes it sound like kind of like you have more history than what that.
Yeah, and then after that, if you want to get real fancy, you could throw some distortion on this. Like, don't go too crazy, but let me see what they got here. We'll just use like Saturn or something. And then you could saturate like the high end to make that presence even more felt.
Did you learn all this like over years or? Yeah. It's like a lot.
It is.
It is.
So listen to the difference. I'm using a tape saturation right now. You can go crazy, but we don't want that, right? We don't want to distort too much. If you add a little bit though, what it does, the effect that tape adds, especially to high ends, it kind of warms it up. Like, it still keeps it bright, but it warms it up in a pleasing way where it's not like, it's not harsh anymore. We still maintain the brightness. So that's why this is nice. So you can hear the difference. It's just smoother on the ears slightly, yeah? So all of these things are like little things, but it's all steps, and you add it up. It's like a recipe. You can't just like, you want a burger or whatever. You can't just like throw a bunch of crap on a table and here goes a burger. No, you gotta cut the tomato exactly the right length. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta fry the patty a certain, so all of these are just steps of like building this chain. So basically with that, we got this like air chain kind of built, right? So now, I'm gonna take this out of pre-fader mode. Now this is where the fun is, because now that it's built, all we gotta do is blend it into taste. And you can blend it in with the volume knob right here. So without it.
And work as hard as you play, matching moves by the heart, same BPM, yeah, this
And now I can start bringing it in.
and work as hard as you play, matching moves by the heart, same BPM, yeah, this premonition soon as the flame.
Way more like clarity in her voice there, but it's not harsh at all, right?
Natural.
Yeah.
It's not harsh at all. So if you were to take an
Easy.
EQ, and if you were to just like boost it up, like, oh, I need brightness and whatever, it would have been mad sibilant, first of all, which means it would have also been harsh. You would have had that high end, but it wouldn't have been pleasing to listen to. It'd have been like, it wouldn't have sounded professional, put it that way. Because right here, we kept the body and the fullness of her voice, but we also brought in that like clarity at the same time. So we get the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? So it's not as simple as just like, oh, I want whatever, just let me EQ it up. Like, here there's a lot of different ways to go about it. Hey, I hope you guys have learned something from today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts, so comment below and I'll check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future videos coming up. My name is Princeton Brown. I'm a producer and mixing engineer based in Los Angeles, and I would love to hear from you. If you have a brand new song that you're working on and would love a mix on by me, send it my way. I would also love to give you feedback on the mixes that you're working on, so please send those my way. Last but not least, I have a free mini course called 6 Mix Finalizers. All of this information is in the description below. Thank you guys again for tuning in and watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Sonic Gold Production.